Hey guys, welcome to Conspiracy Social Club. Listen, usually we start the show, it's me, Brian, we sing our song, and then we proceed to rip into each other for Brian saying stupid stuff. But that's not happening today. What I need you guys to do right now, okay, is hit the subscribe button and give us a like. And then say something nice about the show in the comment section. And we're not starting until you do it. We're waiting. All right, some of you guys have. The rest of you are stubborn. This is a game of chicken right now. We're not going anywhere. We'll be here all day. Hit the subscribe button. Comment. Help this show. We're trying to help you. Help us. Help us. Help you. Help us.
All right, I think they did it.
All right, cool. Thank you.
When people ask, is everything a conspiracy? The answer is yes.
Who and what is controlling everything and why? They practice sorcery. I can't argue against magic.
I don't know what it is that we live on, but I believe it's a realm. This realm that we live in is the lowest level of heaven, highest level of hell.
Chicken snake gods and the Anunnaki and sorcery. If Sam says the chicken and snake god is running everything, I'm literally in the world of crazy. I'm winning.
You're losing. Conspiracy Social Club, a.k.a. Deepwater.
Sorry, guys.
Welcome to Conspiracy Social Club, a.k.a. Deep Waters, a.k.a. Highway to the Danger Zone.
The question is, what would you do? Like, how deep in debt would you go for your dog?
Yeah, that's the
I
question.
don't believe in going into debt for my dog.
I mean,
Maybe a couple grand, but if you're talking about a $20,000, $30,000 bill,
Yeah, it's not
the dog's got to go, and that sucks.
wrap it up.
You got to wrap it up.
Fun.
Unless
It's
you
been a
got
good
dog
time.
insurance, I ain't spending 30 grand.
Yeah,
I'm not.
it's just
now
ridiculous.
I get mad because I might. You know what I mean? I get mad because the problem is you got kids. And
We love those dogs.
Yeah, and then what are you going to do?
They
Let
don't
the dog
understand
go?
money.
My dogs would get in fights and with each other and tear each other up, and it was $3,000 every time they did it. And I was like, put these fucking dogs down. But of course I can't because they're my dogs.
Yeah.
So I got to patch them up, and they look like fucking baseballs. They look like a combination of Travis Bickle and a baseball.
Just stitches.
Stitched up, shaved up,
Guys,
coned up.
a lot of people come to San Diego show saying they love the show. Thank you, guys. You keep us rocking. Brian, where are you going to be?
Sam, I'm going to be in Denver. After that, I'm going to be at the. I'm not going to be at LOL. I got to change that. I'm going to be at the Blue Room in Missouri.
Nice. Oh yeah, you dude.
I'll be at the Blue Room.
Blue Room's
in
great.
Springfield, Missouri. Let me see when that is. July 20, 21, 22. I got to figure out when I'm going to go see my daughter in her play.
Oh, you got to go see the play.
I know, but it might be that weekend, and I can't blow that weekend off only because I moved mountains and they did too for that weekend.
Okay.
Sold tickets, so I don't know what I'm going to do. She's going to hate me.
We'll figure it out.
Man.
Ma'am.
My daughter had a recital where she sings, and she's not the best singer. She's learning how to sing.
Yeah.
And my wife said, "That's you. Your kids grew up so differently than me." And I said, "How?" She goes, "You guys all sit and watch your daughter, who's 15, sing." And my mother would have been like, "You're not going to recital. If you're good enough to have people want to come and pay, then you can have a fucking recital." That's my Philly wife. My wife is like, I didn't grow up like that, you know.
Yeah, man.
She had a job with the age of 16.
Well, you know what's so interesting? I mean, do you know what my father would tell me? You know, I got dates too.
I know. We got to get to them. We got to talk
This
about
week,
this.
I got a lot of stuff.
I-95. We
Tomorrow
gotta talk
night-
about RFK.
I got
I'm
a lot
at-
of stuff to get into.
Tomorrow night, I'm at the LA Comedy Club for Comedy Chaos. We got Murder lineup. Then Saturday, I'm at Pasadena for the Unwoke as Fuck show. And then
I love you, Sam.
I'm in Torrance. And more dates are coming. We're shifting stuff around. Daddy's going to start really going hard in this indie tour that he wants to do. I'm excited about life. I'm also excited about chilling with my kids. Get my kids into school. I'm very, very thankful for everything in my life. And
He keeps us on track.
Okay,
on track.
so a lot of
Keeps
stuff
us
is
on
going
track.
on in the world that I'm excited to talk about. Again, I know you guys heard the little spiel I gave you before. Please, dude, seriously, hit the subscribe button. Please hit the button below. Give us a nice comment. We don't hit us with a like. Okay, let's do
Defeat
it.
the algorithm.
Defeat the algo.
It's episode 1. Do you want to talk about why it's episode 1?
Oh, yeah. Well, we're back to episode 1 because Brian has learned nothing, okay? He is wiped out. It's almost like I'm from the future trying to find out what happened when all the information got deleted because none of it mattered. Brian's hard drive just hit delete and got rid of all the information I had taught him, and we're back. We're back to zero. So welcome to Conspiracy Social Club episode 1. We're like the born again virgin, right? Like, oh, I'm a virgin again. Ha! I don't care how many yards of man heat I've taken. This is episode 1, okay? This is episode 1. Now, Brian.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff is going on. One thing I want to talk about that's really caught my eye is this RFK thing. And I really want to get into his wife, and I want to be respectful because I would love to someday have RFK Jr. on either this show or my other show, and I don't want to disparage anybody's
Cheryl Hines.
wife. But there's been a couple things that have made me pause when it comes to Cheryl Hines. And one thing is this article, which basically I saw Glenn Greenwald tweet this, and it was RFK Jr. wants to be president. Cheryl Hines is along for the ride. But the basic point of this article, according to Glenn Greenwald, is that the article is, okay, basically we're going to have to discard RFK Jr. for saying this crazy shit, but can't we keep Cheryl
Was
Hines?
that article by Glenn Greenwald?
No.
Oh.
That was him breaking down. I think it was the New York Times, right?
Yeah.
And the reason I have a problem with this article is because, as we know, these hoes ain't loyal, right? We know that stuff. Hoes ain't loyal. And a long time ago, Cheryl Hines threw a party, and as her husband is going around trying to push back against draconian vaccine measures, mandatory vaccines, she threw a party, and in the invite said, proof of vaccines necessary. When your own husband is out there fighting for souls, you're doing that. Thoughts, Brian?
Thoughts are that Cheryl Hines was obviously afraid of COVID. She was told something by what were always considered trusting authorities, which was the CDC and, et cetera, et cetera. So, and
Anderson
the news,
Cooper.
and yeah, all that stuff.
We'll get into that.
So there was no reason for Cheryl Hines in a way to think they were necessarily lying. She was trying to be responsible. She's trying to do the right thing. There are a lot of people who are good people who said getting vaccinated is the responsible thing. So I don't have any problem with people not knowing all the things we now know back then, right? So sometimes
So you have no problem, Brian.
Episode 1 answer.
No, absolutely
Yeah, that's
not.
so episode 1.
What is your problem?
That's the most
So
episode
anybody who was pro-vaccine, even before all this information came out, you think? I mean, I don't know where your criticism is lying, because there are a lot of people that were like, if the CDC says this, I got to do it, right?
Right? What?
If the CDC says it's
Brian,
safe
do
to
you
get
think
vaccine.
Cheryl Hines, when she met JFK, was sort of drunk on the idea or the elixir of that she might be a Kennedy? Do you think that kind of was like
I know him
intoxicating
a little bit.
that thought?
But I know him a little bit. I've spent time with him and not her
But do you
as much.
think that maybe the thought of joining the Kennedy clan was attractive to Cheryl Hines?
I would tell you this. At the time that I knew Robert F. Kennedy Jr. A little bit, and I had a great interaction with him, very good person. And his kids are fantastic.
Okay.
And so I would say this about him. At the time, I think Cheryl was more famous, or just as famous. Cheryl got a lot of attention.
Then the Kennedys.
Well, I was there. I was at a thing called the River Keepers thing, a huge thing. Cheryl Hines was getting...
Okay, Brian, do you think
that
when
was Cheryl
Meghan Merkel was on Deal or No Deal, do you think that she was maybe a little more popular?
I think what you're saying is that, I'm not going to defend Hollywood actresses.
Right.
I'm not doing that.
Brian, let's say that your whole thing, you have this movement to teach the elderly dance, right? You want to teach the elderly dance. It's in your soul, right?
Well,
right?
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Okay. And then your wife has a party in which she says there will be no elderly dancing going on at this party.
Wait, hold on.
Do you think that maybe, Brian?
But Sam, husbands and wives disagree all the time.
Right, Brian, but there's a uniform. There's a uniformity that comes publicly together. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I don't know about that. My ex got a vaccine, and I was like,
but you weren't going around saying, you weren't the guy battling the notion of mandatory vaccines and what were really in these vaccines.
I know, but just because your husband has a strong point of view, you can disagree with your husband.
Yeah, Sam.
Why is that a problem?
Come on.
She's her own person. And I disagree with a lot of Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s vaccine ideas, actually. I really do.
So you have no problems with if your wife basically publicly makes a statement to counter what you've been working on really hard publicly.
Yeah, because they have a disagreement.
Okay,
But wait, they have a disagreement. So
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm old school, dude.
But wait, so you have a problem with? I'm trying to figure out what you have a problem with. Are you mad at her or him because
I'm not. I'm mad.
They didn't have a unified front publicly.
I feel that. I feel that if you're anybody if your wife is publicly making a statement that she very much believes in, I think if you are a supportive, loving spouse, you stand with them. That's my humble opinion. Okay, and to the point that she sent out that
you're getting in the weeds here. I mean, so
I'm getting in the weeds.
A woman should stand by her man no matter what.
No, I didn't say woman. I said spouse.
Stand by your man.
To the point that she sent out the invite that he had to publicly make a comment on it, and his comment was, "Sometimes you're not the king of your own castle." Now, my question is, who makes this story? Do you think Cheryl Hines has a PR person that maybe wants to get in front of this? That's like, hey, my husband's saying crazy shit, but I would still like to work in Hollywood.
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what's funny?
And am I the only one who thinks that's a little crazy?
You know what's crazy? You know what's funny about RFK Jr.? RFK Jr. is unique in the political landscape because RFK Jr. is the guy that conservatives and liberals are probably going to vote for. You know what I'm saying? Like RFK Jr. is a darling of the right because of how critical he's been about the power structure, about legacy media and Fauci and all that.
Okay.
And his.
Do you think he has a lot of credibility, Brian?
I'll get to that in a sec. But his criticism of the Ukraine war and all that. Smart guy. Thoughtful guy.
Yeah.
And then you have him.
Yes.
And there are a lot of people on the left who also like him because he's a Democrat, because he's always been fairly liberal. Right. So he's actually the guy. He's the X factor because he's running in the double digits. He's actually the guy that could take votes away from Trump or give them to Trump. Like, the people that are going to vote for Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, some of them are going to vote for Trump. Some of them are going to vote for. So he's a really interesting X factor.
Is he another?
So now, do you ask me if I think he's credible? I think Robert F. Kennedy makes a lot of statements, and he's a lawyer. And I don't know if he is 100% credible. I think he makes mistakes. What? Yeah. I know you think he's right.
No, Brian. There's a difference between right and credible, okay?
Yeah.
Are you saying that you don't think he's credible?
No, I think he's credible.
Okay, but you don't think he might be right all the time because facts hurt you and touch you in weird places, right? Well, that's what's going on. You get touched and molested by facts, and it hurts you in weird places.
I have to say that the things I've seen him say resonate.
I wish I had $1 so I could ask Brian where the facts touched him. Brian, where did the facts touch you? Where did it touch your thing? So
I think overall, from the couple things he's talked about with this particular vaccine.
Yeah.
And COVID's origins.
Yeah.
And the players involved. I'm listening. And I'm listening closely.
Okay, I love that.
And sure, he agrees with Alex Jones on
Okay,
some stuff
okay,
too. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So I want you. So you remember the famous quote that really drove people crazy, which is the statement which people tend to use on one side on why not to listen to Alex Jones, which is the Do you have it? Yeah. Here we go.
This is not why I don't listen to him. I'll tell you why.
No, okay.
I like Alex, but I'm going to tell you what I have.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that?
Okay, so that's a very
So
famous...
they take these little clips for him, you know. Alex is, my only thing with Alex is this. Alex paints the world in these biblical narratives of the evil and good, and I get a kick out of that. And that's a little bit too dramatic and not nuanced.
Brian...
I don't understand how you can say that if you were a worshiper of Moloch.
Do you think?
I don't get that.
Do you think Brian at some point is almost the Skip Bayless of the show, where we could take some clips where Brian says one thing and have him debate the things that Brian is saying right now.
I read his book.
So Brian's reading the Bible right now, and then he's literally going, but then Alex Jones says these biblical things. Like, are you in or you out, Brian?
I read his book, and
Whose book?
Alex.
Okay.
His latest book. And, the problem is that he paints these fictional bad guy narratives.
Brian, you love good guy, bad guy.
No, but
Brian,
because
Brian, good guy, bad guy, white guy, black guy.
I break the world down into this. I think human beings disagree.
Okay.
Right? And they disagree a lot of times, let's put it this way. Here's I think the difference between you and I. And Alex Jones.
So are you saying, Brian,
yeah,
that Alex Jones' statement about chemicals in the air and the water causing frogs to become homosexual is wrong?
I don't really.
Yes or no? It's a simple yes or no.
I don't concern myself with those theatrical statements.
Okay.
Whoa.
Whoa.
You know what I mean?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Brian, look who we have here. It's the doll. Where did the facts touch you in this?
I don't know that we have a gay frog problem.
Okay, will you play that real quick?
Because you know the implication.
Okay, hold on, Brian. Hold on. So here we are, guy from the other side. Let's hear what he has to say.
I think a lot of the problems we see in kids, and particularly boys, it's probably underappreciated that how much of that is coming from chemical exposures, including a lot of the sexual dysphoria that we're seeing. That these kids are being overwhelmed by a tsunami. I mean, they're swimming through a soup of toxic chemicals today, and many of those are endocrine disruptors. There's atrazine throughout our water supply. Atrazine, by the way, if you in a lab put atrazine in a tank full of frogs, it will feminize every frog in there, and 10% of the frogs, the male frogs, will turn into fully viable females.
It's awesome. But Sam, yes, pollution has its effects. Sam, can I just go through what I want to say? Human beings disagree, and they disagree a lot of times based on what they've been exposed to. So the trauma that they've gone through. Okay. And then the education that they've been exposed to, and their background and their culture and their parents and all those things.
Brian, can I just ask you something real quick? Do those facts hurt you?
No, I'm sure that there are chemicals in the water.
Okay.
That men have our sperm counts are way down.
Okay.
I've heard the testosterone.
So do you owe Alex Jones an apology?
I've heard the testosterone levels are much higher, like 100 years ago than today.
No, like 30 years ago.
Yeah, I don't
know. Do you owe
know.
Alex Jones an apology? Because he said the frogs are turning gay. You mocked him, and then RFK Jr. came on with facts and terms.
No, those
and
are
you
not
love
facts.
your
Those
terms.
are not facts,
you
Sam.
love your terms.
Sam, those are facts in a petri dish. You got to be more careful, and you're not. And I understand.
Aren't petri dishes part of the scientific
Sam,
method?
Yes, Sam. But
okay, there we go. I just keep winning.
The frogs out there
win.
The frogs out. No, hold on.
That.
The frogs in the average. The frogs in the average pond, I doubt, are more gay than they were.
You cannot grab the thing when Daddy wins.
Sam. Sam.
That's fucked up, Brian.
Sam.
That's really fucked up.
Like, the way it is this. There are people that are more liberal than conservative. There are people that are more socialist. I believe socialism or communism is the way to go.
Right.
There are people that are very religious, and that creeps into their sort of notion of equality. There's a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
We all have these different things. There are people that tend to be, I am naturally, when I look at how I am naturally, I tend to be, I'm conservative naturally. I just have always said, who's paying for this? Somebody's got to pay the piper. Hard work, discipline,
I think
the world's dangerous.
You have been naturally conservative, but publicly you were in Hollywood and you had more of a liberal.
I just want people to like me, and I don't want to hurt people's feelings.
Yeah, I get it.
But I also don't want to hurt people's feelings.
Yeah, and I would say that about you.
Yeah, I just can't.
And I mean that in a loving way.
I can't bear that someone who is different gets beat up, made to feel bad. I've always hated that. I'm the guy. As a kid, my mother said you were the guy who always stood up for the, the gentler spirits. And I am.
Well, you can stand up for Anderson Cooper now because we've got a little bit more RFK stuff to go through.
Okay, we will.
Sam, do you want to?
But the bottom line is, you've just got to look at how people grew up, and that can inform
Brian,
a lot.
I am sorry, man. I am really sorry. And I would never disparage anybody's family, and I would never say anything disrespectful to RFK about his family. But I find that article absolutely disgusting. I find that when your husband is doing something, and, Cheryl Hines has lived a great life, but, Kennedys are Kennedys. And to come out with that article when your husband's out there running for president, trying to do, and I'm sorry, dude, out of every candidate, including Trump, if there's, and RFK has some stuff in the past where you're like, oh, is this how, is he controlled opposition? But based on a lot of stuff that Kennedy,
he's not controlled opposition.
Okay, but
did he get injured by a vaccine? Is that what happened to his voice?
Well, that's and I want to say a comment on that, but I'm sorry, I just find that the Cheryl Hines article, and if what Glenn Greenwald's saying is true, I find that just a very lack of taste.
Yeah, look,
I'm
you and I don't disagree. Look, I watched that Andrew Tate interview, and that BBC journalist didn't do any research. She hated him so much. It was so biased. She literally did no research on the man. And the guy was like, you are taking snippets of jokes I made 5 years ago on a podcast with an OnlyFans person.
Where nobody was listening at the time, so you scream shit into the void.
You're taking this stuff out of context.
Right.
It was such a hit job. And this woman, Lucy Williamson, just terrible journalist. Just so
they all are.
She's talking about rape culture. She's talking about how he's emotionally abusive. She was you could see she was such an unhappy person.
Well, this whole thing about rape culture.
Oh, it's gross.
like so crazy. Where is
she's
it?
Been educated.
Do you know who's doing rape culture? Female comics having rape jokes. That's the only place I see it.
She's been fucking indoctrinated in an education system
100%.
that nobody else is paying attention to. But this woman, Lucy Williamson, looked like such an unhappy person. She looked like there was no passion in her life.
That's what I've been saying,
She looked
dude.
broken. Her body language was like this. She's clearly needs some protein.
You have one side.
She needs some sun. She needs some love. She needs to
some
dance.
dick.
For real. She needs the ocean. She needs to dance. She needs to stop doing what she's doing and get out there and feel the world. And you look at this dowdy woman. She represented to me like some sort of a spinster, a woman who had been beaten down and kept in a dusty room with a bunch of books. I don't know, but she's a hostile human being. And it was just a terrible journalism. And Andrew Tate was very, very nice, but defended himself because she was, so I get it, man. The fix is in. Legacy media, the reason they've lost so much of their credibility is they're the biggest assholes on the planet. A lot of them. They're just they're activists. They're not journalists. They're so opinionated. They're so biased that you're just not getting the fucking truth.
Yeah.
Now, I think what a lot of people like you are fucking saying is when Pfizer is, brought to you by all your news, okay? And then you go to get a vaccine. It used to be when I got vaccines, I got smallpox, polio. I got like 5 vaccines. Now I guess your kids get 100 vaccines or something crazy.
Yeah, and we wonder why this autism.
People like you and you. Well, whether that's the case, not even the issue. That's not even what I think it is. I think what people go is they go, hey, excuse me, somebody's making a lot of money on these things, and then we don't need them. Like, hold on. I'm not a scientist, not a doctor, but it is interesting that now kids are getting 100 or whatever they are, and there's a lot of money involved. Who's getting paid for this?
Yeah.
Right? So
well, how about this, Brian? How about the fact that Reagan, a Republican, made it so you couldn't sue the pharmaceutical companies? Like, it's so
let's be careful about
diabolical.
that, because there's a lot of good reasons for that.
Okay. I can't win.
And the reason there's a lot of
So
good reasons for that,
it's so ridiculous.
the reason there's a lot of good
It's
reasons for
so-
that is that
like,
pharmaceutical
you
companies,
just-
Sam, pharmaceutical companies save a lot of lives. The progress they've made in childhood cancers is so astonishing.
Oh, really, Brian?
It's astonishing.
Yeah.
Oh, really,
There
Brian?
are a lot of-
Hey, Brian, how come when people all the time try cure cancer, they go missing?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Really, Brian?
Sam.
It happens all the time.
Sam.
You have people knocking down doors,
Sam.
saying if you cure any more cancer, you're dead.
Sam.
It happens all the time.
This is where you're crazy. Can I please?
No,
Hold on, please.
No.
no,
Please.
no,
Please with this craziness.
no.
We've made so much progress. It's with
What do
gene
you mean?
therapy.
What's episode 1?
With gene therapy, thank you.
Okay.
Sam.
Yeah.
Sam.
Yeah, Brian?
Pharmaceutical companies have made and continue to make astonishing progress with
Brian,
things like
You have no clue what you're talking about.
I know exactly what I'm talking about.
No, you don't.
I have friends who have been saved by experimental
Yeah,
therapies.
yes. I'm
We
not
are
saying
making incredible-
those experimental
no,
therapies don't work.
Excuse me,
What
Sam.
I'm telling
No,
you,
don't
my
know anything.
friend,
Listen,
is that
Sam.
there are homeopathic actual cures for
I
cancer.
have to give him this.
What?
This scientist Sam is talking about homeopathic cures, which is hilarious and adorable.
Brian,
Sam,
it's so
Sam,
funny.
Here's this card.
This is what we call gaslighting,
Sam,
everybody.
you are not Sam.
Gaslighting,
this is where you have to
Khaled.
shut up, because you're not a scientist.
Okay, Brian.
And you don't know
Brian,
anything about
you're
cancer.
not a scientist either.
Sam, I am a scientist.
Okay.
And I got my degree in endocrinology,
Yeah.
and also in oncology. And
Okay,
I don't ever bring it up.
okay.
And when I was fighting underground in Thailand,
Okay.
in MMA tournaments that nobody knows about, but they were to the death, I was also going to school. I got 5 medical degrees, and I don't brag about that.
Okay.
If you want to get into things,
All right.
I will destroy you when it comes to this.
All right, good
Very
times.
humble,
Now I'm
very
keeping
humble.
my dull pocket knife
Okay.
folded. Not even opening. I haven't even opened my dull
Is that
pocket
what you call
knife.
your dick?
Your Honor.
Yep,
Your Honor.
That's totally fine.
Why?
Your Honor.
Why?
2 seconds. You got to stop now.
2 seconds.
Well, in 2 seconds the time starts, but yeah, no, he's got to stop.
thought he got
Okay,
2
no, 30
Yeah.
seconds now. Stop.
Sam is a guy who really has done absolutely zero research on anything scientific. When he starts talking about science or medicine or politics or history, please turn the channel and then come back when I start talking. And that's a fact. And it's not fair to say, but we all know that's true. So Sam doesn't know anything, but he's a very good comic. He's an outstanding father, and he's a great guy. But when it comes to making sense, well, he's not. He and sense are not even distant cousins.
Should we end this with a little?
Yeah.
Mechanics, bacteria, and germs. It's Scientist Sam.
It's good.
Yeah. So now the big things come out that Pfizer has thrown $10 million or $12 million at Anderson Cooper. Now, what's very interesting
What?
about Anderson Cooper,
They've given him how much?
I think it's 10 to 12.
Start with the video.
Yeah.
Media in our country is an extension of the pharmaceutical industry. 75% of advertising revenues now on the mainstream media are now coming from pharma, and that ratio is even higher for the evening news, because the evening news is where you see pharmaceuticals advertised. Anderson Cooper has a $12 million a year annual salary. Well, 10 million of that is coming from Pfizer. Oh, his boss is not CNN. His boss is Pfizer. And, they're unashamed, they're unabashed about it. They say, on his program, brought to you by Pfizer. Of course, he's not going to tell you the truth about Pfizer's product. He's going to try to sell them to you. He's going to try to scare the hell out of you by saying, if you don't get this, you're going to die.
Well, I want to say something real quick, and I'd like to hear your opinion on that. But I actually think RFK is really smart in how he's doing this. I'm now actually getting used to his voice, where before it was very jarring.
It's tough. It's a tough voice.
He has what's called spasmodic dysphonia, which can be made worse by the SARS-CoV-2 vaccine, but he had it in 2001.
No, he had it way back before this. When I knew him, he had it.
Yeah.
He
So
was trying to make a speech and he couldn't. He had to stop. He's such a good guy, man. I kind of bombed. He saw me do really well, and then he said, "Can you do this at the Riverkeepers?" He hired me. He was so nice. They put me up in a hotel. I was in New York. I had a blast, but I bombed because it was not the right thing. It was really bad. It was like 1,100, like it was like 1,500 people.
that's why I love when they like take something here and they want to put it over here,
dude,
and you're like, why didn't over here work like there?
I ate a dick. But he was so cool to me after that, and he was just he's a really good person. And so I have no problem with him. I think it's very possible, though, I really am wary of painting these narratives about the big bad pharmaceutical companies being the problem with everything.
Oh, man.
Because
the most episode one time kind of
just,
shit, man. I mean, it's
okay. So let me ask
It's
you a
like
question.
what we're just gonna
Sam,
do
what
every
would you
time.
do-
Every time you say
okay.
something, you know
Sam,
that isn't
Sam,
real.
can I
We
ask
go
you-
back to
can I
one.
ask you a question?
Will we ever get to episode
Sam,
10?
I don't-
I don't know.
yeah.
For real, what would you do with pharmaceutical companies like Pfizer and all these Smith Klein? What would you do? What is bad about them? I mean, I know there are bad things and I know their practices are, but overall, like, what do you think we should do with?
Accountability, hindsight. Okay.
All
right. I mean, like, not allowing. I mean, I have a real problem with people creating public policy while at the same time profiting off it. I mean, it's like ridiculous. Like this whole now we got this WHO treaty that they're going to try to ram down our throats, and they want us to believe it supersedes our Constitution.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Like and like it's just ridiculous, and it gets into this whole thing, Brian, that one, Switzerland is the center of evil, and two is that these elites must be detached from reality because they're marching forward like everyone isn't questioning like the whole COVID narrative, man. And they're marching forward like, oh, we need digital vaccine IDs and all this stuff. When everyone's like, no, you guys completely lied about everything. It doesn't make any sense, and we don't trust you. And Brian, you're always like, another pandemic's coming. Like they're just like, this next pandemic's gonna be even worse. And you're like, how do you know that? How do you know that? Even if you're saying a pandemic is inevitable, how do you know it's gonna be even worse than what we went through? Unless you're banking on it.
Well, we've had historically pretty bad pandemics, right? So the flu pandemic.
You
in
are so
1920
naive.
wait, hold on.
Brian.
Swine flu was very bad.
Brian.
It routinely killed people in their 40s. But forget all that. The influenza pandemic of 18?
Well, tell me when you were going through that. What was it like?
Sam, there's no
You weren't
historian.
there, Brian.
Sam,
you
there's
weren't
no historian.
there.
There's no historian that would disagree with that.
Brian.
All history shouldn't be talked about?
Brian, everything in history should be skeptical hippo.
You don't think the Spanish flu killed 20, 30
Brian,
million people?
I'm telling you this right now, and you could tell me I'm ridiculous,
Smallpox?
and I know
What
this
about
is episode
smallpox?
1, so you don't know me that well.
Yeah. Smallpox?
Okay?
Smallpox? Polio?
I question everything.
How about polio?
I question all the narratives.
Polio even, huh?
I question all the narratives.
okay. So, do you believe that 30 million people died in the the influenza?
It's okay to say I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
I had make believe pulled up, ready to go.
Okay, go on.
No. You said I don't know. That's
And
don't
the
know.
reason that a lot of these pandemics hold weight is anything you read literature wise always talked about this. So if you have a broad spectrum of people who had no connection to each other, right, and they wrote novels and they wrote history and stuff like that, one of the things about human history is germs and war were a real factor in killing people, right? They just were. Just like slavery. I wasn't around during slavery, but I know slavery existed in this country, right? Just like I wasn't in the Holocaust.
What was the story of slavery, Brian?
What was the story of slavery?
Yes, that's the question.
That
What?
He's going to talk about the Moors and how they were already here and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And it's like,
Yeah.
But black people were enslaved in this country.
Right.
Right.
Black people, Brian, guess what? Still enslaved in Africa. Guess who's selling them? Africans.
I know, but nobody's saying that. I'm saying certain historical facts we agree on.
Yeah. But the story of
So
the
when you say, were you
historical
there?
facts.
I'm saying, well, Sam, I can point to the Civil War in this country. In 1865, it ended. I don't think anybody disagrees that a Civil War occurred.
Yeah, but
Now
people
you-
disagree why it happened.
Yeah, that's right. There are different, you
Yeah.
know. But, everything has a confluence of, it's a multivariable issue.
Brian,
Right?
I understand what you're
I need to teach you about that. So, so get out. Do you have a pen? So, here, do me a favor.
Can you just do talk to text? What just
my
happened
gosh.
there? See, this is the God saying, Brian, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
right.
Brian Callen. That was great.
let's take an ad break and fix this mic.
All right.
Brian, that was great. Did you understand the podcast God said, shut the fuck up? Hey guys, I want to tell you about our friends at Black Force Supplements, okay? So here on Conspiracy Social Club, we want to talk about a pressing issue, and that's the FDA's attempt to control a powerful health supplement, NMN. The controversy surrounding NMN highlights how certain forces seek to manipulate the market and limit consumer access to beneficial products. And with the sale of NMN possibly coming to an abrupt halt at any time now, it's crucial to act quickly.
Yeah, and it's sad because NMN improves your energy. It helps you with weight management. If you're trying to slim down a little bit, this is absolutely perfect. Increased levels of NMN stimulate the metabolic system, so that's great. It helps with endurance and strength, and it's also anti-aging. I mean, that's just insane. This stuff is absolutely insane.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. So
Yeah.
here's what we want you to do, okay? Stand up for your rights to access beneficial health products and fight back against those who seek to limit your choices. So here's what we want you to do. We want you to go to blackforcesupplements.com/conspiracy. That's blackforcesupplements.com/conspiracy and use the code conspiracy to get 10% off.
Do it.
Use it, do it before it's illegal.
We're going to turn our sights to the Trump indictment. I'm going to make a very quick little summary for you guys. Sam, I want you to sit with your hands on your knees.
Hi, welcome to Fun with Stupid.
Yes, and both of you can get bonbons after this if you come up to me with your mouth open. I'll let you suck on a bonbon, and because I don't have any boo-boos for you to fucking mouth.
Okay.
But,
and you're molesting your legs.
The Trump indictment. Well, that's how I want you to sit. The Trump indictment is very simple. So Petraeus, John Deutsch, I think Sandy Berger, a lot of people who got convicted for this and actually pled guilty.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but they pled down to a misdemeanor.
Oh.
Also, when you have Mike Pence and Biden who had the same documents, what they did promptly when the Justice Department said, "Hey, you got classified documents," they went, "Here you go."
Oh,
Take 'em all."
really, Brian? Is that what they did?
Ignored. Trump ignored for a long time all those requests. He said, "I've declassified them." He ignored them. Merrick Garland says, "Go raid fucking Mar-a-Lago. He's got classified documents." Some of them were so top secret you need a code word. Trump knows that's coming. Trump still keeps about 100 documents for himself. He tells his lawyers he gave them all back. His lawyers retired 2 of them because they signed affidavits and he made them lie. So now
Brian,
Trump has been caught dead to rights. Dead to rights with the idea that he
is
has
so cute.
Listen.
Oh my God.
I'm just giving you facts.
No, you're not giving me facts.
You're not. Again, you and facts don't talk. But here's the thing: he basically was holding on to 100. They go, you now, sir, have mishandled classified documents, and more importantly, the prosecution rests on what? Not the handling of classified documents. It rests on obstruction of justice. Why? Because he said, I know I have a secret document. And
You are so cute.
and I'm going to hold on to it. So here's the thing.
Yeah, Brian.
Here's the thing.
Brian, yeah.
He's going to face a trial,
Brian.
and he's probably going to. If he doesn't go to jail, he's definitely going to get prosecuted. Big problem for him. It's an open and shut case, unfortunately for you, Sam. So Donald behaved very irresponsibly.
Yeah.
He is not above the law.
Oh, here we go.
And a lot
Here's
of
our
people
voice.
who support Trump think he is. And I have to say,
Yeah.
one of the most important things is that he is not above the law, and no one is in this country.
Yeah.
Now, you happen to believe in King Trump. I happen to believe he's a man, and he should be prosecuted just like I would be if I mishandled classified documents, which I never would, believe me, and I've had my share of them.
That's
I've also
Brian's
been
voice.
the subject
yeah.
of a lot of...
Yeah, that's great, Brian.
Classified
That's
documents.
Brian's voice. He's the only puppet that ever ventriloquist himself by shoving his own fist up his own ass, right? You ever see that before? Okay, that's Brian. This is Brian. Hey, kids, how's it going? Yeah, what's up?
Your Honor.
Trump.
Your Honor, I can't...
Trump's a bad guy. He's a real bad guy.
He has me putting my own hand in my ass.
Yeah, it's funny though. Yellow card, not.
Yellow
not
card rescinded.
Yeah,
You're okay. Okay. Brian, do you know that Hillary, and they don't know how she did it, somehow had classified documents on a personal phone, in which this personal phone...
Now you're bringing up a really good point. There's a real double standard
Okay.
here.
Do you know that Joe Biden had documents at an office at a college when he was vice president, and he did not have any
He gave him back
authorization to have those documents?
Yes, but he gave him right back.
Okay.
He gave him right back when asked.
No, Brian, he shouldn't even have them in the first.
Well,
he
but-
was not authorized to have them.
Yes, the Justice Department always makes an
Okay,
exception
so Brian,
for that. Can I
all
tell you
this
why?
stuff is bullshit.
No, it's not.
Brian,
No, it's not.
the indictment happens right on the day that it comes out about the Burmese or whatever what is that country?
Myanmar.
Burma bribes both Joe Biden and his son with $5 million each.
It was Ukraine.
It's the same day.
Yeah, I think it was Ukraine. No, here
It's
that's going to
ridiculous.
be investigated. By the way, that's going to be investigated.
Brian, this is a smokescreen of stupid, okay?
Well,
it's
hold
a
on.
smokescreen
But
of
Sam,
stupid.
Sam, hold on.
It's a shift focus, Brian.
No, the bottom line
and
is-
if you want to throw Trump in the jail, I don't give a shit. But this is a shift focus, okay?
So I will say this. I'll say this. The fact that Hillary Clinton did the exact same thing in a lot of ways, and maybe even more egregious, and James Comey chose not to prosecute her, is 100% a double standard. 100%.
Right.
The only thing about Trump is that the three of his council members, three of the people on his campaign are in jail currently for the same offense.
Bullshit, Brian.
Well, it's for
Brian's
mishandling.
bullshit.
No,
Who's in jail, Brian?
It's for mishandling two people from Oklahoma, one person I think from Arizona.
Who?
The problem is I don't know their names, but the
Okay,
problem
exactly.
Is, but no, but
Mystery
Sam,
people.
people have gone to jail historically for mishandling classified documents. Now you can also plead down to a misdemeanor. The thing about Trump is that he did obstruct justice in that he said, "I'm not giving them to you."
And by the way, I think he declassified those.
You're not allowed to declassify
those documents.
but you're
He
not
said that he
allowed to
could
declassify
have.
everything.
The audio is really damning because he says that he could,
Yes.
but he didn't, but
Yes.
he can't now.
Yes.
So he knows that what he has is
Sam,
not okay.
the only problem is I'm not comfortable with the president getting all these indictments. I'm not, especially the Alvin Bragg bullshit.
I mean,
Bullshit,
Brian,
okay?
like really, Brian.
It's going to strengthen him in that sense. But I do think the problem we're into, because I actually don't like that presidents are getting indicted. The problem,
dude. Full disclosure, I want all the presidents indicted.
Yeah.
Indict all. I want to be like fucking Ari Man. Who was the guy on Entourage? Ari
Gold.
And just I want to walk around with a paint gun of indictments.
Yeah.
And just go walk around Washington
people.
D.C. like boom, 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 indict anybody who gets paint gets indicted. That's what I want to do.
Well, the only problem is that this case, Trump was so stupid about it, fucking dumb. And if somebody does mishandle classified
Hillary
documents,
deleted 33,000.
I know. But I'm saying that she should have been indicted too. The problem is you got to make up your mind. If somebody mishandles classified information, no matter who they are, and they obstruct justice, even by the law, what do we do? Like I don't know what we do. I think ultimately you either have to prosecute everybody or you prosecute nobody. And that's the problem.
But by the way, they're prosecuting nobody.
well, this is what is this? This is basically under the Espionage Act, you know, and people have gone to jail over the Espionage Act.
Brian, this is going to be your Rachel Maddows. The Russians are going to knock out our power grid. This is going to be your moment.
Well, here's the thing. The other thing that you could say to your defense is that it didn't compromise national security, right? So nobody got hurt here. The precedent, though,
here's the problem, Brian. This is the problem. Is that any president at any time, you could find anything that they violated because the seat of presidency is a fucking seat of a war criminal, okay? So you can find anything and prosecute anybody, okay?
But to be fair, they did say, give us the documents, and he didn't.
Brian,
So that's
this
the
is the same shit that was just happening months ago. They just keep going back to it, and they just go different counties.
Biden did
That's all
give it
they have to
back right
do.
away.
They just go to a different county and do it again.
But Biden did give it back, and Trump told his lawyers he did and he didn't for whatever reason, and two of them resigned. So Trump was dumb about
It's just
this.
ridiculous. The whole thing
Would you
is dumb.
agree that
if
Trump
you want to throw Trump in jail, I'm fine.
I don't think they'll throw him
care.
in jail. I think he's going to go to trial. Is what I'm saying.
Again.
Or actually, you know what Trump has the option of doing? He could plead guilty to a misdemeanor in this if he really was smart. But his ego's too big. But that's open to him. He hasn't been found guilty. What he's been is indicted based on the evidence.
Here I go again.
The charges are all attached to pieces of evidence, and then the last couple charges are him obstructing.
I know,
the
but
fact
you're
that
talking about facts now, and Sam gets all
this is
punched up.
so cute.
Where did the facts
You guys are
touch you,
both
Sam?
so cute. Do you guys, when I go away, do you guys just dock dicks on like how awesome fucking being a
you know
liberal
what we
is?
do? We go, Sam had a great point today about Hillary Clinton. He was 100% right about that.
He
That's
once
what
in
we
a while,
do.
Docking
once in a
dicks.
while, Sam will say when he's not talking about good guys versus bad guys, because the good guys all wear white flowy linens and the bad guys wear black leather. And they're mean. Also, they're dripping in child's blood.
You are so ridiculous, bro.
You know what's dripping? What you know what looks like it's dripping in child's blood?
What?
Oh no.
That was a bad segue.
That was a bad
What were we gonna-
segue.
what were we gonna talk about? What were we gonna
This
talk about after
alien,
that?
this
Oh,
alien
aliens.
looks like a demon.
That's such a
I want
bad
to hear about
segue.
That was a
aliens.
really
What's
bad
this
segue.
about?
Okay, yeah, this is so ridiculous. So, can you find real quick before we show this?
Okay.
Can you find the police body cam footage of the alien ship going down in Vegas? Have you seen this?
Yeah.
No. Do you not believe any of this?
No.
Didn't they find like a non-human spacecraft or some shit somebody was talking about?
Yeah, that's what they're
All
saying.
psyop.
Well, there's a whistleblower.
I'm a
talking to
whistleblower.
people in Congress that they have.
Dude, you're the one. Listen, man, you're the one who's a UFO denier. You should probably fucking look into it.
I am. So this is it. So watch this, Brian. This is a police cam footage. Okay, you see that in the back?
Yeah, flare.
That's what they're trying to say is a UFO
I'm sure.
crashing.
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay. So here, is that a call?
Well, that body cam footage was captured, and then a little bit later,
Yeah.
they received
Now this is hilarious
call.
because this is now part of the community that I'm in is a bunch of clout chasing grifters, and somebody's been putting this video out, and this is hilarious. Watch this.
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
Okay, where is this on your property?
In my backyard. I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually, we terrified of it.
So there's two people or two subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot. 9 feet, 10 foot, I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes, they have big eyes, like I can't explain it. And
Yeah.
big mouth.
So let's get this
Big
right.
eyes and
Wait, that's fucking cool.
they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
Hold on. What's going on here, Brian? What's going on?
Dude, that's an alien.
So let me get this right. This thing that's traveled from across the universe is now sitting like an Asian smoking cigarettes, taking a shit. Is that what's doing this? This higher being is sitting in the and doing looking like some gay creature from Cirque du Soleil over here.
Look at the knot on its. That's a third eye, dude.
Okay, all right.
You don't think that's an alien?
So
you think that's
so
fake?
it's going around a bunch of these.
What are you doing right now?
What are you doing,
What
Brian?
are you doing right now?
Brian,
real.
there's people on the show who think that you just throw the fight to make this entertaining, and this seems to be a moment.
I have never pulled out my weaponry, if that's what you're saying. I keep my hand open and empty. I'm not going to close my fist. I'm not going to use my feet.
Okay.
I use my feet?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah.
Because you know why? Because you don't see it.
Okay.
So it's too late.
I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
He throws switch kicks very quickly.
Oh, really?
Well, I throw a lot of kicks, dude. I don't throw just switch kicks, believe me.
What's your favorite kick?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, if I want to kill, it's wheel kick. If I really want to kill, it's double wheel kick.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's jumping wheel kick, it's back kick, it's jumping back kick, it's roundhouse kick, it's tornado kick. I mean, I do.
Brian, can you get up and throw a high kick right now?
Oh, I sure can.
Okay.
Too
all
old.
right.
So you don't
I don't buy that at all.
Whatever, Sam.
Because when they do the timestamps, people are like, it doesn't even fit the day. The timestamp is all wrong. The whole thing is just ridiculous. And then somebody
I'm
going to send you something real quick. So then my friend, Dustin sent me something. He's like, and look at this, bro. Look at this. And it's so absolutely ridiculous.
According to the kind of Twitter information hub thing they do, there is no source for the video of the creature.
Yeah.
Can you, for a second, stop wheel kicking and just say whether or not you believe?
Stop wheel kicking.
You're kind of confusing.
Yeah, Brian. And stop mouth breathing, too. It's uncomfortable for everybody.
Guys, all I know is what I just saw on camera in front of my face as a conscious sentient being was not human. That's what I saw. And what I saw what I saw as well defies expression. I don't really even know how to put
Brian,
that
do you
into
think
context.
that thing will testify against Trump and his treason? Do you think that thing has documents that could convict Trump?
All of us best get on our knees and pray that thing is friendly, because if it's not, we got a problem.
Brian, would you honestly, Brian, would you suck that thing's dick to save humanity?
Sam?
Would you slop it?
Does that look like a black athlete? All right.
What if that's the highest form of black athlete?
Well, then that's my avatar. And
Nice.
I want in on planet wherever.
Can we talk about the
Canadian fires? Can we talk about that? Or do you want to do that at a different time?
We could talk about the Canadian fire.
I want to talk about what you want to talk about. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I want to talk about the new 911.
What's the new 911?
Fuel melting steel.
Oh, interesting.
On I-95.
Interesting.
How interesting, Sam. Yeah, why don't you bring that up? Now, hold on. Make sure Sam realizes that the entire house he lives under might crumble. Sorry.
Okay,
Sam.
so do you guys know anything about this I-95?
No, you brought it up to me for the first time. I hadn't heard about it.
Okay, well, there's
we need infrastructure, but the infrastructure bill passed, so we'll be fine.
Thanks, Obama.
Thank you, Biden.
Is the location of this tanker fire that resulted in a bridge collapse in Philadelphia suspicious? This concrete deck over I-beam girder bridge in northeast Philadelphia allowed this off-ramp from I-95 to pass underneath the freeway onto Cottman Ave. Do you know what famous Philadelphia business is located right here? This one. Yes, Four Seasons Total Landscaping.
You're an
one of the Trump
idiot.
campaign's most strategic press conferences.
Whoa. Whoa. Keep it going, dude. This guy's doing
12
deep research.
seconds in, you're just saying
These
the guy's an
kids
idiot.
are so
Brian.
Do you know that in the area of where that bridge collapsed that was super old, because that happens sometimes.
Oh my
That Trump
God.
had a meeting over there.
Yeah, but this is a guy who believes jet fuel burns steel beams. So go on.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Reports from government officials say that there was an 8,500-gallon fuel tanker that was stuck on fire underneath this underpass. Now you can see that this underpass is for an off-ramp, and that's going one way. So this tanker would have been coming off the freeway, off to Cottman Ave. But why? This map shows all the gas stations that could be accessed from that off-ramp off I-95. So yeah, it was probably just a tanker truck getting off the freeway to refill a gas station in the nearby area. But Nick, this is a steel bridge and gasoline ignites at 500 degrees. And mild steel doesn't start melting till about 1,300 degrees. But one, that 500 degree thing, that is the ignition temperature of gasoline. And gas can burn at much higher temperatures in the thousands of degrees. But also, those steel I-beams didn't have to melt for the bridge to catastrophically fail. These steel girders hold up this concrete deck on the bridge, and that concrete deck weighs some 700,000 pounds. So as the tanker fire underneath these steel girders began to weaken the steel, the weight from the concrete deck caused them to fail. You can see
Sam,
here
where are these
that
facts
there's a-
touching you right now?
What?
Yeah.
What was he saying?
You were so ready for a conspiracy. And what you don't realize is that fuel that was burning started burning at 500 degrees, burns much hotter as it goes.
Yeah.
And it was able to melt those
really,
those steel
Brian?
beams. Yeah.
That's what happened.
Now, I know you got your degree in metallurgy, and I know you got your degree in structural engineering.
Okay.
But
once again,
Sam,
truth has jizzed in Brian's eye.
What's going on? To say what's going on with your eye?
I'm just got him dead to rights. And
Yeah,
and they call me dead eye right now.
Yeah, you
And
one-eyed dick.
it's
That's what
just
you look like right
bang,
now.
right there.
Yeah.
When I was doing top secret work for the CIA, which I can't talk about.
Yeah. Okay.
Bang. My scope could see the veins on a leaf across a canyon.
Yeah.
In the words of Annie. Fuck is her name? Anyway, the point is this.
Okay, that's great. Quote somebody you don't know. That's great.
You called the kid an idiot 10 seconds into the video.
Oh, so what he's saying is it makes sense.
Yes. What he's saying is that 9/11 did the building did come down because the beams were compromised.
Okay.
From the heat, which of course anyone with a brain knows, and anyone who doesn't believe in the boogeyman.
Right.
And hold on. And sorry. Dancing is real. Sorry, I want to take it seriously.
It's so crazy how wrong you are.
Because the dancing Israelis, it must have been dancing Israelis and not those giant jumbo jets that flew into the buildings.
I love it. Can't be the Israelis. It's gotta be terrorists.
The dancing Israelis conjured up
I
Beelzebub.
love you. Good guys, bad guys.
Right
It's
now.
so crazy.
I mean,
how programmed
it was
you
also
are.
part of
we
it was,
can accept it from you, but not you.
Well,
you're too good. You're good people.
Dylan's mustache might have had something to do with it too. Give me this.
No.
Dude.
Oh, I would like to say that is a faulty ring.
Dude, I fucking
okay. I'm going to call that stolen valor right there. That is some stolen valor.
Call it that, but what I'm seeing is a tie ball game right now.
What? What do you mean a tie ball game?
Well,
I
he rang
destroyed
once
him.
and you rang
No,
once.
but
I annihilated him
overall,
today.
you got
I
Sam.
have to
I left
annihilate him
Sam-
and annihilate you.
tie ball game.
Wait a minute. At the end of this podcast was Sam doing this. And he goes, what? Because he didn't know what was going on. He went, what? He couldn't even say what. He couldn't even pronounce the T. You know he's been caught in dead rice when he goes, what? He just has to he reverts back to when he was 16 months old. No milk, no more
Ridiculous,
milk,
bro.
no more milk, honey.
I can't help it if a feminine Asian man wants to believe that it just
Oh,
happened.
now he's effeminate. You
He
gotta, but
was
why do you have to
very
make
feminine.
everybody a power
He's a very
bomb?
feminine.
He's got to make
I didn't say
everybody
he's
a power bomb.
but that guy looks like he wrecks ass.
Anybody who gets his ass wrecked and puts
No, he's
poppers
a
in his
wrecker
nose
of ass.
is always wrong. It's unbelievable.
All right, so Canadian wildfire.
But I'd like to register a fault. I'd like to register a complaint. He did an impression of me that I think is an outrage.
What?
He put his own hand in his ass and said that that's what I do.
Dude, you are your own puppet master.
I am not. What the fuck do you have to say about wildfires now?
I'm going to say join us on rockfin.com to hear us talk about it.
Yeah.
What, the Canadian fires?
Yeah.
All right, we'll get into that because it's crazy. They got caught. Love you guys. Go SamTuning.com. Grab tickets.
Subscribe, like, comment,
Please.
beat the algorithm.
Bye. When people ask, is everything a conspiracy? The answer is yes.
Who and what is controlling everything and why? They practice sorcery. I can't argue against magic.
I don't know what it is that we live on, but I believe it's a realm. this realm that we live in is the lowest level of heaven, highest level of hell.
Chicken snake gods and the Anunnaki and sorcery. If Sam says the chicken snake god is running everything, I'm literally in the world of crazy. I'm winning.
You're losing. Conspiracy Social Club, aka Deep Waters.